Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with my review of Ghost Change Series 03 Kamen Rider Specter. I know I have not reviewed 02 yet. It is going to be in the next... Oh, sorry about that. It's going to be in the next shipment. I just had a hard time getting a hold of that one at first, but yeah. So if you're watching this in the future, it probably doesn't even matter, except for the upload dates. Anyway, I'm just not even talking about anything. I'm knocking over the camera. Anyway. So let's go ahead and get started. Very quick look at the box. Get out of here, Blink Man. Nothing really too special to write home about. You got a picture of the Specter toy on both places. Pretty cool shot of Specter at the top. This is obviously where the figure was. Shows you how the figure works. Another picture of the figure there. On the back here advertises that was the first set, Edison and Musashi. It's compatible with all of them. Same thing with regular Ghosts. But this kind of shows you that what really lacks in this line at the moment, I think, is like the concept I mentioned in my previous review can sort of be viewed similar as like the arms change figure, because you have this different armor or hoodie or whatever lowering onto the figure. But the thing about Gaims was, because of the way they worked and the design of the riders, you got to see these, not all the time, but these pretty unique designs and like what ifs and stuff. But this, right now with what we have, there's really nothing to it. Like the only real difference you're going to be getting by switching off pretty much any of the different Ghost Change hoodies is their undersuit is going to be a different color. Like right here, if I were to just glance at this picture, I would assume that's Ghost, but the only thing you see different is the fact that he's got the blue undersuit. So like it's just not quite as fun. But anyway, now that I said it's not quite as fun, let's look at the figure. Okay, so here is the base figure. Like, it's just like Ghost. Like, this is all the same as Ghost with some slight little changes. Like, they're blue under instead of orange, but other than that, it's the same exact base mold, which they share the same exact base mold anyway. And considering Specter's suit is essentially like a recolor of Ghost in basically all ways, I really didn't expect it to be any different, but I just wanted to point that out. It's got pretty nice articulation, though. Nice hinge joint here, swiveling. You got the elbow joint here as well. You got the little finger joints swiveling at the waist. You got a nice little ball joint on his head, so you can get some up and down movement and some creepy exorcist stuff. Then you got a nice little joint here for his legs, squeaky joint, swiveling, the single knee joint, little ball joint on his foot. So all the typical fare. If you've watched any of my reviews, I kind of compare these lines like this and the WAPs and the arms changes like a cross between, or like a midway point between a Power Rangers 5-inch figure articulation and a figure art. Okay, and then of course you get his Specter hoodie, which this is in its like hoodie mode, which it's exact the same as Ghost, which is different colors, and instead of a single little thing, you got these two little evil goatee horns. And then he comes with one weapon, which is the Gon hand in its, I guess it's a saber mode or whatever. Like it's not, if it was the gun mode or whatever, it would, I don't know, I said whatever so many times, but it would be folded down and you'd be able to see that. But it's got like better long proportions than the actual toy does, but nothing too special to write home about, just a one solid piece of plastic type of deal. Alright, and then in order to transform it, it's really simple. You just fold these up, and then you're going to fold this face up, and it's going to snap over his head, and you just got to snap this on his head, and there's little pegs in here, and it might take me a minute of finagling, so please hold. And you just slide it over his head. There's a good chance that'll pop off. Like that. Get his arms down. Put the hoodie on. And there you pretty much have it. Now, his articulation is not really that much hindered because the shoulder pads do flip up. I mean, there's some slight hindrances with the waist swiveling with it touching the belt, and obviously his head's pretty hindered now. You can sort of move it a little bit if you really force it, but it's basically hindered by this large plastic piece. But like I said, it's pretty much Ghost, except in Specter form, which makes it a little bit bulky. Like I said in Ghost Review, these aren't really terrible, but it's like they could have been so much better, and right now, because of the way the riders look, there really is no hugely fun difference in switching out these coats other than just being able to switch them out. But what was I going for? I mean, I'm such a good reviewer. I'm just like, what was I talking about here? I was talking about taters. I don't know why I slip into an accent. But yeah, I do kind of dig the way that the faces look, though. Like, the over plastic and the little gradient material, or graded material, make for a really cool looking, like, compound face look, which I think is nice. But Yeah, and another thing is you can't really pull down the hoodie. If you pull off the hoodie, it'll separate from the mask, and then it's a pain to get back on. So yeah, they're overall just okay figures right now. They really don't do anything for me. To be honest, at this point, unless you just really are into this gimmick, or you really want a articulated figure of Ghost or Specter, and you just cannot wait, I would wait for the figure arts. These past few years, they've been good substitutes for sure, and especially like with Wizard and stuff when pre-Wizard, like double through Wizard, I guess, ever since they've had these gimmick figures, the figure arts quality was a bit spotty. So, but now, ever since Gaim, the figure arts have been good, which is 2 series. But so I'm going to assume that Ghost's figure quality is going to be good. The pictures look good so far. So I would hold off unless you absolutely cannot handle yourself and you need it. It's just a very okay figure in what could have been, I think, a more fun line. I'm not entirely sure all the tweaks I would have made to make it more fun, but right now it's just meh. It's just not as exciting as like the arms change figures and stuff, and even the drive figures looked better. But anyway, that's about it. Until next time, make sure to check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangerambles.com, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Dawson Rider signing out.